drowns out shit noise?
What do you mean shit noise? Like,
well, it's,
frequencies.
on the branding it's saying like, you know, the tertiary noise, the sort of secondary noise, the stuff you don't want, but obviously you probably...
Noise cancelling headphones.
It's called Calma. The brand's called Calma. I think CALM.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw it a few weeks ago, then it's just come up, and I thought, oh, on the off chance that you've not you know, explored it or whatever.
No. I use white noise to let you sleep, but you can do that.
Oh, yeah?
I use it every night. It's actually, believe it or not, on YouTube as a video. It's 2 hours video. By the time it's finished, I'm dozed off. Like,
Oh, I've seen the ones on YouTube. Yeah.
you get there's one that's pretty cool actually. It's I'm a big fan of Next Generation Star Trek, and it's like in the bridge between where Picard and Co stand about.
So.
It's like a video when you're on the bridge, and it's just like noise, like space and the engines.
Oh yeah, I know the white noise. Yeah.
Yeah, the bleeps and stuff. It's like the bleeps from data pushing all the buttons. Get shitty sleep pretty quickly.
I'll get a little bit of tinnitus, but nothing to... Damien's got it chronically, by the way. I don't know if I ever told you that.
How did you get it?
Drugs.
Mm-hmm. Did he... does he use headphones? Or does he use headphones a lot?
Well, the thing is, he's always had a hearing condition.
Mm-hmm.
And even a few years ago at Pride, he came visit. I haven't seen him wear his hearing aid for several years, but he did wear it for a bit.
Why am I in the middle of a game? Was it the dead? Yeah, mine's was just from being not get me or something banned.
Clear for now.
We got loads of gigs and I would just
Nice and cool.
just when you use earplugs.
Yeah, I used to get that from... To be honest, I probably got it pretty bad on the grand, you know, on the scale, but I just ignore it.
You probably just didn't, or you don't really notice it, but then if you sit and think about it, you hear it.
Yeah. There's times when I've been on drugs when I'm just like, I can hear that.
And it isn't even like that, it's like, it's almost like somebody putting your finger in your ear. It's like, weird, like, it's actually not as bad these days, like, it's probably, last year I did test, it was 60% of my hearing was available. I'm pretty sure it's gone up to 70 now.
I remember the pub I used to live above, I remember going down for a roast dinner one day with a newish chef.
Yeah.
And there was a table of 6 who, as I got there, were just getting their food. An hour and 40 minutes later, I hadn't had my food, and I was one person, there's no one else. So I was like, and I said to them, what's going on? They were like, the chef's just having a fucking breakdown down there.
That's again,
In the end, I ended up cancelling it, coming back half an hour later for a different reason than the first thing. But the point of the story is that, yeah, this guy, you know, they fired him for that. They had empathy in that he was Oh, it's a big fucking deal down here. It's Brighton Sunday roast.
Oh, yeah. You'll be roast. In your place as well, in Brighton's quite.
Oh man,
roasty.
Like about 100 that are like award winning sort of level. I remember Mattia, this should have been my first warning about Mattia really. I remember him years ago when everyone knew the height of the roast dinner was. He was like, roast dinners are easy, you just have to get the fucking spuds right to your plate. Like,
What
that's your attitude to... Well, his was, he's like, you got the potatoes right, was his opinion. That's it.
If you were, what's the bald guy from Master Chef? That's me, and you're the other guy. what would you constitute as a perfectly roast dinner?
Well, this is what I was about to get to. The thing with Mateer is, unless it's his food, it's shit. He can't appreciate anyone else's.
Modest.
He can't just be like, that's amazing, but I prefer this. I remember when I was round...
Italian.
I brought him round here. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that would be
I brought him round here and bought 2 portions of... For the wing shop as experiments. I bought 2 portions of different flavoured wings from each of our 3 best rivals. And Lost Boys Chicken have won like 5 best in the UK awards. And he literally was eating it and he was like, what the fuck is this shit? Mate,
Kaylee, if you told him to make wings and then gave him 3, said one of them is his, he probably wouldn't even get it. He wouldn't even know what it is unless he purposely sabotaged it.
this is the thing, he's like that with everything. And I just used to think it was I never worked with him until the chicken shop, but I just used to think it was a bit, partly just like his own confidence and his own just passion about his
Italian, man.
Yeah, but I just thought he also had something to back it up, like I could stand there in front of any bartender and go, you're not fast. No matter how fast they think they are, no matter how fast you might think they are, I could be like, mate, I'll fucking blitz you.
Coin goes in.
Like, we used to get the thing with Roadhouse. I know I've accentuated how important it is in the industry. However, not enough. Like,
Good morning, or whenever.
There isn't a faster bartender than a Roadhouse bartender. You're literally like the fucking elite. If you're a Roadhouse bartender, you're in the 8 fastest bartenders in the country. And of those guys, I could be the fastest. There's only one person that's ever worked anywhere with me that I would consider overall, if we had 100 shifts back to back next to each other, they would come out more than 51% against me. It's Breno. He was a machine. However, I can still beat Breno. The level of Roadhouse is just ridiculous. Like, I remember that you literally get the best of the best of London coming to there. I remember one competition. It was I won it. I won the London title.
Thanks for that, sir.
It was the Speed Championships, bottle off, who could open 6 bottles. But it's a bit of a, it's not like a thrashing out long contest of who's the fastest and over many different disciplines. It was like, right, who can, they all did the final. They got down to the final. Like, right, who can beat a Roadhouse bartender at a bottle off? They all thrashed it out. Bottle off is basically opening 6 bottles of beer as fast as you can.
How fast can you do it?
2.4 seconds, and I wasn't even fast. That's not fast for me.
How does that work? Are you using one opener?
One bar blade, yeah. Basically, imagine 6 bottles lined up next to each other. Get your arm out in front of you like a hook. Like, so basically what you do is you hook them, you sweep them up in your arm, and they're all standing on the top bar. You sweep them up in your arm, clamp them against your stomach, and then you just pop them against your chest.
Right, yeah.
With a bar blade, but there's a technique to the bar blade. And these guys, they were doing like 6, 7 seconds, 7 seconds. They were thrashing it out to get to the finals. And there was one final guy who had like 4 seconds. I didn't even feel that fresh. I was a little bit drunk, and I just didn't even feel like they were like, Steve, it's you this time to beat them. Alright, cool. I didn't even feel like I literally just went scoop.
Yes. Not your best.
And then before the guy had finished, I just stood on the bar top with my bar blade and got the angle grinder and started grinding it against the sparks flying off of it over the audience. Honestly, we used to fucking be actors down there. And that was my way of just going, fucking. The levels, man, the levels. How did I bring that up? Lost my lighter. I have to light this by my stove.
Classic.
Because I can be asked to go out and get a lighter.
How far is in the shop? Yeah.
Very close, I've already rolled this.
Get me fucked.
Power of
Yeah,
Olympus.
definitely. I know you're focusing on your own stuff, but definitely Hades at some point, right? You'd love it, right?
I mean, I'm just not going to be honest. But
I don't know, but fucking hell, honestly, it's like City Skylines meets
here, Meg.
Worms, and maybe The Last of Us
There you are.
as well,
Admit it, Meg.
Don't flatter yourself.
and Final Fantasy as well. It's a rogue game. Now it's better than Gauntlet and Dead Cells, Dead Cells, so good as well, so I love it.
I'm just really trying hard not to focus on this now.
Looking for
very
for
much.
when the time comes.
Yeah, when the time
I
comes.
mean, they're probably fucking free. Sure.
Michael was very much giving me an impassioned speech at the season moment about my comedy game. He really liked it. And he was pretty like, look, I've been in the showbiz industry. There are shit people, and there are people that are really good that never get there, that never pull their finger out. You're that person. Like you run the risk of being that person that never delivers.
Yeah.
You know, he was kind of like making me listen, sort of shit. You know, he's a guy that had a failed pop career.
Was Ricky Gervais failed, or he just decided to change Ken for pop?
He failed, technically. And that's why, do you know, there's a fucking...
What was the reason? Did it just...
It wasn't quite good enough. It was just a bit of a... no, it wasn't... He had a couple of videos.
Seems the Fury failed to do
but he
her
was just
job.
one of the barrel
Yeah.
kind of thing at the time. You know,
he
was
was music. It was everywhere, and everybody did the
he was
exact
trying to
same
copy
thing.
Bowie, and he was Bowie. You know, yeah, and then there was Bowie still existing.
Oh, I should have kept that.
He did this. I saw this clip. I've never seen this clip. I might have seen it once, but I've seen it on repeat now.
That's one less boon.
It's do you know? About 10 years after The Office, he did like a thing called Life on the Road. Did you watch The Office?
Nah, I didn't even watch it, man.
So in The Office, he makes references to the fact that David Brent, the character in The Office, would love to have been a pop star. And at the end of The Office, he gets fired. Basically, he gets made redundant, and he becomes like a freelance cleaning salesman, cleaning product salesman. And because he gets his redundancy, fucking hell.
What was that? It's like a fucking
Fucking
lion.
motorbike revenue.
A lion there.
Because he gets his redundancy in The Office, in the show, as like a one-off special 10 years later. It's called Life on the Road. It's an hour and a half. It's on Netflix. He basically, it's a story of David Brent trying one more time, and he spends all his redundancy on actually, paying for his own tour and getting a band to be his backing singers and stuff. They all dislike him, and that's the story. It's like a lonely man. And there's a bit where he's interviewed towards the end of it, and he almost cries, and he's just like, he's sitting there looking at the camera like they do in The Office, mockumentary style, and he looks at the camera and goes,
I can do this.
I could live with this, but... And then he breaks down a little bit, and he's just like, but I couldn't have lived with myself without trying. Couldn't have lived without trying. And just starts crying a little bit, and then holds it back, and wells up a bit. And he looks at the camera, tries to smile, and he's just like...
There's quite a lot of heart in The Office. I thought it was all comedy.
Yeah. Everything he does has got heart in it. That's what's beautiful about it, the way he's so funny, yet there's always a... He says he's every character he's ever portrayed.
Humanity behind it.
Yeah, he says he's David Brent. He says he's Andy Millman from Extras. He says he's Derek. He says he's Tony.
Seinfeld kind of setup.
It's like in The Office, it's just like, yeah, because after he gave up on his pop career, he spent 10 years working in an office. And that's how he got the ideas for The Office. But he said, in real life, don't we all want to be liked? Like, that's what David Brent is. Like, people are like, David Brent's an arsehole. And he's like, no, he's not. He's a tit. He's not a bad person whatsoever. Like, there's nothing nasty about. There's no malice in David Brent. The only bad person in The Office is Chris Finch, the other rep. But he's just like, and Andy Millman is his story about being a bit of an extra and like how certain celebrities like treat you and whatnot. And in extras, his dad genuinely died of, well, had dementia and passed away, so he plays that. You know, and Afterlife is about his kind of relationship with Jane, his lifelong girlfriend. Yeah, whereabouts, you know, he wouldn't really know what to do without her, kind of thing. It's a lovely. People have described it as like the world's longest love letter. It's basically him telling Jane how much he loves her and how much he thinks her she isn't around. So therefore, it's the sweetest thing.
Sometimes South Park has quite heartfelt moments. It's so strange to see it, but it totally works out. It's like the episode when Stan turns 10 and he starts to see everything is shit, just like actual shite. He's like, pop music is shit, this film is shit, everything is shit. And he realises he's like, it's time to move on to South Park. And it was actually meant to be a sort of send off between Matt and Trey.
I feel that a lot.
They were like, we're kind of getting old. It's actually called You're Starting to Get Old, the episode.
Man, I've got a bit of a, you know, far-fetched, like, sorry.
No, I'll go back to it.
I've got this far-fetched script in my head that's, you know, it's a bartender who became a bartender because he was trying to heal himself but didn't know the answers, and then found comedy at the end of it and realised that was his calling. You know, shouldn't have really ever been a bartender, wasn't fit for it, wasn't cut out for it, he did it anyway, he did it anyway. So there's you know, for them, I can understand the story of me in that.
Yeah, they were actually, it was actually Trey said they were considering ending the series there, no? It's like it was a halfway to the first season. It ended with Stan moving away and Kyle getting a best friend, a new best friend. It was like, everything's shit, all the jokes are the same, it's not funny anymore. And they decided to just ignore it and just start.
They've evolved well enough, yeah, they've evolved.
The actual Eric decided to be best mates with Kyle and stuff like that, and just thought it was what the fuck is going on?
They've done some fucking, I won't mention his name because I know you don't like it, but they've done a parody of He Who Shall Not Be Named recently. Like, they're so current, and they're, imagine...
Honestly, it's been that long. Andrew Tate, I almost forgot his name there, that would have been great.
Imagine they've done it. They called him something different, but he's bald. He's got sunglasses. He always smokes a cigar, and he's got a beard.
Douche, and he speaks.
Yeah, he's just like your classic douche. They've parodied him, and he's like, he's very sort of capital misogynist, kind of like masculine. But they're parodying it, obviously.
Childish.
I can use this.
Yeah.
South Park's amazing, man. It's so fucking good, though.
They get to just rip context
yeah,
like that, you know,
they've
subjects
got a
like
past
that.
it, anything, yeah. Even Always Sunny got an episode removed, but South Park's
Do you know what? Credit to the guy. He saw the piss take out of himself, and he went, "I'll redo this with my own voice. This is hilarious."
Quite a few folk have actually appreciated it, like Kim Kardashian. She found it really funny, yeah. I think the only person that hated it was Kanye West. That's what Affleck said, and Matt Damon were like, I can't believe I'm coming to South Park, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You're always going to be in...
That's a fucking feather in your cap.
You'll always be in somebody's shelf on a DVD box set, so you're always going to be there.
Yeah. They just absolutely killed it, though. But you can, that's the point of comedy, really. And that's what people are... That's what a lot of comedians have talked about with cancel culture. It's like, you're literally taking away the one fucking record we have against this bad time. Like, it's not it's a societal thing. It's like, you know, you need comedy to laugh at hard shit. Like, the reason Britain's sense of humour is what it is because of the world wars. You know, we were just...
Yeah,
you must have heard the story about when we dropped a fucking wooden bomb on the Nazis for a laugh. You heard that one? Where they spent like...
You told me that.
They spent like 3 months like building a fake air base to distract us, like out of wood. So just like so that from the skies and the radars and whatnot, it looked like a big air base they were building. So they're hoping that we would focus our defences on that fake area. And then like, we waited for them to finish building and then dropped a wooden bomb on them.
News of him. Bestowing on him all their
That's Britain's humour. You know, we were doing shit in the wars that were
Explain
We're
to
just
me
laughing
how
at the war.
exactly
That was our way of dealing
Yeah.
with it.
Not question my power, Hades.
You know, it's our culture.
Your son was
It's
bound to
literally-
be discovered the closer he came to the surface.
The Scots
The
got the
Olympians
edge,
are
though.
pleased to know they have a distant relative and bid him welcome
Slight
to their
edge. Like
mountain.
Britain's humour,
That is all.
English humour is
Their influence
the
is
second best in the world.
darkness. Do not speak to me about their
But equally,
influence.
to be fair, I don't think
I've seen
many cultures get Scottish
You
humour
would
like the
speak to
English
me
do.
of foolish mistakes.
I don't think
cannot change the course
the
that
Yanks
has-
appreciate Scottish humour quite like the English do, because you're just one step up from us, so we're advanced enough to understand it. Mate, it's quality. You
Telling
should,
you.
yeah,
As
levels. There's levels to this.
my Polish flatmate years ago used to be so confused that me and my mates would take the piss at each other. We'd be like, "Why are you being so mean to your friend?" So it's not being fucking mean, it's just taking the piss. It's
Yeah, it's
like,
saying your friends.
if you
isn't it?
say something stupid, I would take the piss at you. Like, not like mean though, it's just like, "Oh, you fucking said that, I want to do it."
Yeah,
He would be like, "Why are you being so mean? It's so horrible."
we had an
It's
Italian
fucking-
dude
fucking
who was
awful.
like,
It's just
Crippling
it's called
compulsion to
taking the
commission
mick.
objects I
It's-
never,
if
ever
you,
go
you
into
take the
see.
opposite. Jeff Ross said, "You roast the ones you love," and that's true.
Yeah,
like,
that
you
was it.
totally- Like,
We-
I don't
we had
fucking
an
take the
Italian
piss at
guy.
people I don't know. It's always my friends.
yeah, that's it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's when you're sort of. Yeah, we had an Italian
That's
guy
good, I guess.
somewhere I worked in France where he was like,
Respect.
one day he was like,
I've been tired, thanks.
everyone used to take the piss out of me. Now everyone's
The mirror
sorry,
of night.
you know, everyone used to just be really nice to me, and now everyone's insulting me. What have I done wrong? Like, I don't get it. I just want to, I want to rectify whatever it is, sort of context. And the response was just, no, mate, no. The being nice and being polite, that was just like, what we have to do. When we start taking the piss out of you, that's because we really like you. We're involving you in everything, and he's like, oh, okay. He didn't really get it still, but that's just our sense of humour in it as Brits. But yeah, you just got that slight upper class on us automatically as Scots.
Joke bastards.
Yeah, I saw those clips you sent me. I was just working today. Just under $1 million, eh, for a film like that.
First get past the wretched shades of Tartarus.
I mean, it's very well
Figure
polished.
something
That's the thing. As much as it's obviously got its deliberate flaws, because it's like Kung Fury. It's meant to be shit.
Mates talk about politics. And just my nothing. I'm like, well, prove why your side is right and the other side is wrong. He said, well, this side will prove it. Put your fucking money where your fucking arses.
All right, one more
Frankly,
time.
that's what I want to do. And on that note, I do realise that I go on about politics quite a bit, but it's just I care. And, but I do actually feel like I have a backup. I have a plan.
That's
I
it.
have a if you were in charge kind of plan. Like my goals are orientated around like social enterprises. I've told you about, in order to help people. So that is my political. I've got political opinions, but I've also got like, well, this is what I want to do about it. But, no, I do actively try and nullify my political chat. To be honest.
Well, it's important. I always say to folk,
that's
like,
yeah,
you need to
well.
see it for other folks' views and counteract why you think it's wrong. You can't just say, oh, this side is doing that and this side's doing that and it's wrong. Well,
I
why
like to think
why
I
is
do.
it wrong? Well, I know, I can, you do, but I'm saying like general fucking public. I'm speaking to guys that
That's
listen
the
like,
thing, isn't it?
oh, I don't like all these immigrants. I was eating a fucking curry and drinking a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, you're a fucking immigrant.
I've caught myself being, I can clearly, there's been some conversations I've been having with people, I can clearly see they're thinking that I clocked myself actively sticking up for the opponent, right, just for the sake of that exercise. But where I'm speaking to a person that doesn't know that I'm doing that for the sake of that, they're thinking like, he backs up this fucking, like, for example, I was talking to somebody earlier about he who shall not be named, and I had to really double down and be like, yeah, this is why I don't like him. However, like, this is why you can't deny he's galvanised people. He has stirred up a fucking spirit in a certain demographic. He's been heard by certain, you know, he's really resonated with certain groups of people. You can't deny that, like it or lump it. Well, yeah, but other people. That's honestly, that's the danger of it. You can't just think of all the school shooters because he's resonated with other people as well. So
how good was that meme I sent you? That's good dog.
This one, oh fucking hell, that cut me. I was like, I really want to share this on Twitter. But
It's actually, honestly, I'm not even joking. As soon as I sent you that, I looked at the news and there was another. It wasn't a school, but it was a mass shooting.
That's yeah. I find myself arguing for both sides deliberately because I thought
I'm the same. I'll sometimes just pick a side and argue their point. So sometimes I don't even have a point in anything.
No, you just want to sort of crash it out. Yeah. I like the verbal exercise, to be honest with you, and
just get your mind fucking entertained. It's like
it's a mental, it's arithmetic kind of thing to me, you know.
I used to like. I would love to talk to like Jeremy Clarkson and say, can you put your mind? Can you try and think of the opposite side and debate why they think that way?
On a one-on-one chat.
I'll be Jeremy Clarkson for the day. Let's see how you fucking react. Maybe I was wrong then.
I understand Piers Morgan. I don't dislike Piers Morgan. I don't dislike, you know, the bloke we don't talk about. It's not really, if you actually boil it down, that's what I've sort of understood about sort of arguing both sides in my head. It's not really even his opinions, because a lot of people agree. Like his anti-women stuff, a lot of women agree with him. Like it's his personality. Whereas his brother's got his brother doesn't have his personality. They got mannerisms.
Ready for me?
But like, I think his brother's alright, but I can't. So you know, and Peterson, like I don't agree with 50% of what he says, maybe 40%, but you want to understand why. Like the whole incel thing, right? Actually, Tristan, his brother, said something really prominent about that, and it's fucking true. He said if there was a word that describes a lonely, depressed, suicidal woman that we use as an insult, that would be the most heinous thing a man could call a woman, wouldn't it? If there was literally,
honestly, I can't eat. That's like.
I won't get into them, but. He actually
not on my day off.
all right. Well, I'll try and wrap it up just to, you know, just very briefly. There's a part of that side of people that everyone hates on that care about what we don't assume they care about, kind of thing. You know, it's very easy to go, they're bad in all realms. Like non-specific to him, what I was talking about, but just to wrap it up. Everyone that anyone hates in political realms or cultural fucking wars, they do agree with him on something, whether they want to admit it or not. I think that's the most vague way to put it. You know, nobody's all bad, nobody's all good. You know, every bad person's got a thing you'll agree with on, and every good person's got a thing you'll be like yours.
How long is R. Kelly in jail?
20 odd years, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, for
oh yeah.
Hardcore thing.
Fuck about. Jim definitely does a sketch from that though, just like, how talented have you got to be to fuck a kid? Because Michael Jackson still gets played.
I'm not getting into that.
No. What side do you want to get off yet?
What's that?
What side do you want to... No, I actually forget, like, which side you and Peter are on again.
Pete's for him being honest and
You're not,
on the wall.
No, yeah, I'm not trying to bait you, I was just genuinely always forget, you know.
Boss battle.
Yeah, just...
There's actually a Michael Jackson album called Off the Wall. First solo album.
Have you ever heard, Have you watched the new Batman trilogy? I haven't. But have you watched the new Batman with Twilight Guy?
No, I've not like. I've just.
It does actually look like they've done it real good justice, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've heard it's great. Like, I've just never got into it yet. It's just been.
There's on the soundtrack they've done like a
Nirvana
remix of Nirvana, yeah.
Something in the Way.
Something in the way, and it's just so fucking raw, like, as in it really resonates with.
We've got a shop in here called
place,
Iceland. We do frozen foods.
Oh yeah.
And the guy, Iceland, yeah. The guy that's watching the tills always goes on. Oh, have you seen the Hingy yet? I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, I heard Colin Farrell was really good. I love Colin Farrell. I will watch it. It's just I was kind of sick of comic stuff, to be honest. Like, even though my mates said, "Oh, you'll love it anyway," I was like, "Aye," but I'm still taking a wee bit of break.
Oh, the Marvel things, I'm done with it. I don't want to jump on the bandwagon of fuck it, but I'm kind of with that now. It's like there's been 50 films now.
Well, you think about your time of your, think about the amount of time you have on Earth, right? You're almost 40, and half of your life has been making Marvel movies. And it's like, that's right. You have to fucking keep up with these things. It's like, it's such a big part of your time now. So give it a fucking break. Yeah.
They should have done just something like, even if they had done little things like combine the story behind Ant-Man and Wasp with Guardians of the Galaxy with so and so. If you want to get it all in, kind of thing, you know.